Cadillac. The name stands for pure, undiluted American luxury, and this model in particular is the epitome of those qualities. The Cabrio Series 62, built in 1949. The tail fins have landed, and they proved to be a design gimmick that could go the distance. The designer, Harley Earl, invented them in 1948, and each year after that, they kept getting bigger. After a compulsory break of 4 years during the war, Cadillac started production again in 1946 with their old models. The first new developments came in 1948, and you could tell a new model from those tail fins. The model from 1949 looks pretty much identical to the 48. To really spot the differences, you have to lift the bonnet. Here you find a big 5.2-liter V8 engine with around 150 horsepower. That might not sound a lot, but it was an achievement in those days that has influenced the sort of impressive engines we see nowadays. If you sit behind the huge steering wheel and put your foot on the gas, the V8 drives the massive metal casing forwards with a hollow growl. The 1949 Cadillac has no power steering, but is still surprisingly light to maneuver. The answer lies in the steering transmission unit. It takes more than 5 complete turns from lock to lock, so sudden lane changes aren't really possible. But this car is meant more for smooth cruising than hurtling along at breakneck speed. The front is what's really impressive. You can see this metal mountain coming from a mile off, and it might as well be wearing a neon sign that reads, "Look who's coming, get the champagne on ice." But of course, what's underneath the bonnet is just as important. The 1949 models all come with a newly developed engine. It weighs around 100 kilos less than its predecessor, but still offers plenty of improved performance. This component is one of the keys to the luxury, the hydraulic pump. It provides the oil pressure which is needed, for example, to operate the windows. Even the huge soft top opens and closes itself at the touch of a button. Not bad when you think of it. This car is 60 years old. Just one handle and the roof is shut. And even when it's closed, the Cadillac still looks great. But who wants to drive this car in this weather with the top up? And as for boot space, the owners of modern cabrios can only dream of that. And such a stylish interior, the designers have created an inner space that is simple yet elegant. The Art Deco-inspired speedometer incorporates the design of the radiator. You can't help but feel good the moment you set foot in this car. It's even got adjustable electric seats, and adults who are tall by today's standards will still find enough room. A typical extra of the era is an adjustable searchlight with the integrated rear view mirror. Everything in the interior works in harmony. No detail is out of place. With its roomy front bench and comfortable rear couch, this cabrio really can seat 6 people. When that 6-volt motor first starts up the engine, it's a joyous sound. The automatic gearbox of the 1949 Cadillac is surprisingly smooth and jerk-free. A modern gearbox doesn't do the job much better, and remember, this car is 60 years old. It's the consumption of this automotive dinosaur that really holds it back. For a car of this age with a weight of over 2 tons, it's not much to get only 100 kilometers out of 15 liters. This Caddy would have cost a cool $3,500 in 1949. That's a price tag you can only dream of nowadays. To afford this black beauty today would set you back a much higher 5-figure sum. And as it's from the collection of Hans Kleesel, this motor is not for sale. They say money can't buy you love, but to drive this car is to know what true love is.